What's up, everyone? My name is Moony, and welcome back to Moony Talks, the #1 podcast in the world, according to my mom, a place where we dive into dentistry, health, and everything in between. If you're new here, hit the follow. Make sure you don't miss new episodes every other week. And if you've been following for a while, first of all, thank you. And second of all, please share it with a friend, colleague, or whoever needs a little bit of inspiration today. Let's jump right in. Today's guest is not just known for building one of Ontario's fastest growing dental groups, he's also consistently ranked as a top provider on Rate MDs, which in a world full of online reviews says a lot. Patients trust him, teams respect him, and somehow he's managed to scale business without losing the human side of dentistry. He's the president and CEO of Huron Dental Group, and most recently, he's known for giving a second-year dental student an amazing opportunity by sitting down with him during his Christmas vacation for an extended conversation. Please welcome Dr. Michael Rondenilli. I wanted to make sure I gave you your kudos before we got started. How's your break been?
No,
What have you been up to?
thanks for having me, Mooney. This is the time of year where I always try to, no matter how busy it is, I always take between Christmas and New Year's off and disconnect. I have two young kids. I have a 3-year-old and a 6-year-old. So being a dad is number one priority.
Yeah.
So spending this time between Christmas and New Year's is my week where I'm only out of the office 2-3 days. So patients don't miss me. We got to get, 10, 11 days of uninterrupted time with the family. So
Yeah.
yeah. So favorite time of the year by far.
You need those non-negotiables. I feel like and from what I hear,
Absolutely.
you never stop working anyway. So these 3
Yeah.
days, it's nice to be able to treat yourself.
Yeah,
Now,
exactly.
before we even talk about business or anything like that, I want to start with the patients because, and I found this amazing. Like, you were consistently ranked as a top provider on RateMDs, and those reviews are both like about dentistry you do as well as how you make the people feel, right? And so, for those people you see every other day except these 3 days of the year, what do you think the patients are actually responding to? Like, is it the skill? Is it the time? Is it the honesty? Or is it something else?
Yeah, there's no trick to dentistry. You'll go to seminars and they'll tell you how to do case acceptance, how to do different things on treatment planning and different ways to present stuff. It's all a bunch of baloney. The
Mm-hmm.
only way to develop great relationships, and then when you develop a great relationship, people will say yes, is to literally, and I know this sounds so cliche, but it couldn't be more true, is to treat everybody like they're your mother, your father, your brother, your sister. Is that, once people realize that you legitimately care for them
Yeah.
and you respect them and you'll never lie to them, you'll never deceive them,
Yeah.
they'll leave you good reviews. They'll if you say you need a crown, they'll say sure. And like I see it time and time again is with associates that come in,
Mm-hmm.
everybody's so hungry and so green and they just want to
Yeah.
bill and make a ton of money, and there's no way around it. You can't just keep office flipping, going from associateship to associateship to think that you're going to make more money. It's
Yeah.
literally, you have to put the time in. You just got to
Mm-hmm.
spend, you got to patients only come in once every 6 months. That's
Yeah.
that's typically how it is. So, you have to see somebody like for 2, 3, 4 years. That's
Yeah.
only 6, 7, 8 visits to
Yeah.
really develop that good rapport and that good trust with that patient for them to spend $1,000 or $2,000 on a crown. But
Mm-hmm.
until you put that time in, nothing is going to be better. You can't just flip to another job and expect for yourself to make more money or whatever it is. You have to put time in with those patients. You have to just have that FaceTime. Like I said, 6, 7, 8 times of seeing them.
Mm-hmm.
They'll trust you, they'll respect you. And that's when the reviews and everything else comes into place.
Awesome. So then, and I now I haven't seen patients yet, right? So I'm only in second year, but from what I hear, the third years, the fourth years, like once they get the ball rolling, they find it to be the exact same thing. But then how do you get the ball rolling? How do you how are you able to open up that connection with those anxious patients or those patients who are skeptical or who have had bad experiences? Like, do you have how do you struggle? How do you navigate those experiences?
So to try to give you some type of cookbook,
Yeah.
I tell every new dentist, first thing when you sit down with a patient, you have to ask them 3 non-dental questions. So
Okay.
talk about the weather, talk about their
Yeah.
vacations, talk about their family, their kids, everything like that. Log it in your software.
Mm-hmm.
Most softwares have things called social notes. So you
Mm-hmm.
can put that in there. So the next time that you see that patient, you can just bring it up and you can say, okay, I remember Mrs. Jones. She has 3 kids. She likes to go to vacation in this spot. And then so instantly you can walk in and say like, "Hey, Miss Jones, how's those kids doing?" Like all that kind of stuff, right?
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
so instantly you have to develop that rapport by asking three non-dental related questions. Then
Hmm.
you can get into, their dental history, their medical history, all that kind of stuff. But unless you develop that connection and then develop that rapport right away,
Yeah.
you're not going to be able to do any real serious dentistry on everybody and
Yeah.
anybody.
Yeah.
Time, it's hard to teach someone how to communicate. It's hard to teach
Yeah.
someone how to be a good person. I mean, that's skills that you're either given or not given
Hmm.
by the time you're 12 years old.
Yeah.
So that's tougher to teach, but just being well rounded and being well versed. You gotta, as a dentist, you have to be able to talk to Mrs. Jones in one room about gardening, and then you got to go over to the next room and talk to some 60-year-old named Rick about
Yeah.
remodeling cars.
Yeah.
So the more you can kind of camouflage your personality and know everything about anything about everything,
Hmm.
you should be able to develop that rapport a lot easier, be able to speak with patients. They're going to trust you because you develop that connection with them. And then you'll get to do bigger dentistry, you get to do bigger cases, you get to do a lot more things.
Yeah. You know what? To be honest, it sounds like common sense, and it sounds like one of those things that you just got to keep in mind. But it's so hard. You gotta take those steps, right? You have to do those things consistently, day in and day out. Otherwise, like it makes a huge difference, right? So whether you're doing it or not, which makes complete sense. Now, I wanna switch gears and talk about your like what. So that's that's hard enough for some dentists to do like alone as an associate, harder for other dentists to do as an owner, even harder, I feel like, to scale as a multi-practice owner. So for you, what aside from multi-practice owner, what made you know you wanted to own one practice in the first place? Was it like an opportunity, or was it like a frustration in the current system, or like a long-term vision from the start?
Yeah, I kind of grew up in a small business family. My parents owned a few pizza places.
Okay,
Actually, yeah, very stereotypical
cool.
Italian family owning pizza restaurants. But so I kind of grew up in that type of small business atmosphere where we were always kind of talking about it and whatnot.
Yeah.
So then when I got into dentistry, again, this sounds cliche, but
Hmm.
it's so the truth. Yeah, like I would go into the office, I'd treat, six, seven, eight people really wonderful and like they were my family and my friends. And then after about like 6 months to 9 months, I was like, you know what? Like I can do something bigger than just helping six people in one day.
Yeah.
What if we get some like-minded dentists who all think the same way, who have the same ethical principles, who have the same type of mentality, and let's add them together, kind of like what we see in the physician model.
Yeah. Yeah.
My
Yeah.
wife's a physician, and they all practice together. And so, what if we did something like that similar in dentistry? Because let's be real, dentistry is very solo and
Hmm.
very solidarity, and a lot of by yourself time.
Yeah.
So, what if we did that? We put a bunch of dentists in a group that were all kind of the same way. And then what can we do? How many people can we serve? How many people can we make happy in a day? And how many patients can we put a smile on and, really feel like they were treated like family and friends?
Yeah.
So we've successfully done that. We're at about 30 plus locations,
Yeah.
50 plus dentists, 350 staff.
That's
So
insane.
yeah,
That's
we've
yeah.
we've we've done it and we've grown it, and we're going to grow some more. We're going to keep trying to take that same ethical core principles that we've done
Yeah.
since day one, and that's treating people with respect and dignity, and like their our mothers, our fathers, our brothers, our sisters,
Yeah.
taking that same type of mentality and translating it to even more
Yeah, absolutely. And I think when people are going to hear, they're going to hear the number 30. I don't think, like, I can't even understand how many growing pains and different things it took to get there. And once again, it seemed like the one thing before you even considered scaling out was having those core values, right? Like, we're not just going to grow for the sake of growing. We're growing with a purpose, and we're growing together with all like-minded people. Like, do you think there's anything other than those core values? What else, like, would you think like other dentists maybe, or most dentists, maybe it's a mistake when they try to scale too early? What things do you think should be at the forefront, core values and other things, tools for continuing this journey?
Yeah, no, like, in any decision that you make in life, your core values and your ethical principles should always be
Number
number
one.
one
Yeah.
for sure.
Yeah.
And then obviously the next thing to scale that you have to keep in mind all the time is the patient.
Hmm.
The patient and their experience and what they're going through. That has to be, obviously at the most forefront. If you have no patience and you don't have a good experience, you're not going to be able to scale. And then another thing is your team and your the people that you hire. Nowadays, it's tough to find people. It
Hmm.
can be tough to find hygienists, assistants, etc. So yeah, really putting those people at the forefront as well. So if you treat your team really well, they're going to treat your patients really well, and then your patients are going to have a good experience, and they're going to go tell other patients, and then your
Yeah.
business should grow. So it's not rocket science.
Yeah.
It's just treating everybody with respect, from your core team members to translating it to the patients, and then obviously growing the business and the
Yeah.
number of people that you see.
Yeah, yeah, and I picked up on something you said, and it was specifically it was about the staff. Now it's something actually they're trying to teach us more in school. So like the other day before the break, they actually had the whole hygiene school at Fanshawe come over, and we have like this interprofessional collaboration day, and they're trying to teach us better like how to communicate with one another. And I was wondering, so like I've heard of staff shortage being like an issue in dentistry, but I was wondering how big it is in your eyes. Like how much of an issue is it, and what do you like? How do you think it can be avoided? Is it really just about because I'm wondering if it's really just about being a great person, like how is it that we have this staff shortage? Like how can we make sure how can all the people listening make sure that they don't have to struggle with something like this?
Yeah, so I mean, most of the listeners are going to be kind of like single practice owners or
Mhm.
associates starting out, and honestly, I don't think you will have a problem if you just treat your team well. If you treat your
Mhm.
team well, you maybe need to hire two hygienists or two assistants or something along those lines. If you're
Yeah.
treating them well, and when I say treating them well, you don't have to go buy them, Tiffany bracelets for Christmas.
Yeah.
Like a simple when you walk out the door and just say, "Thank you so much for all your hard work today." Like
Yeah.
that to them means like everything, right?
Yeah.
So yeah, thanking them every day for all their hard work. Um,
Yeah.
remembering their birthdays, get them a cake on their
Yeah.
birthday.
Yeah.
Even associate, I know a lot of your listeners will probably be associates. Like,
Mhm.
even though you don't own the practice, still treat your staff amazing. Remember,
Yeah.
you associates, you'll make $20,000 to $30,000 a month, and some of these assistants are making $20 an hour.
Yeah.
So, what I'll do sometimes is just if I have no time, I'll just do skip the dishes, Tim Hortons order, and just be like, "What do you want?" All right, like you want
Yeah.
a coffee, you want a donut, and I'll
Yeah.
get skip the dishes sent there. It'll cost me no more than $20,
Yeah.
$25 for like 3, 4 people, and everyone got coffee and a donut, and that makes their day, and it costs you $20 when you just
Yeah.
made 20 grand that month.
Yeah.
So it's the little things that you just think of. And I get it. You're like, oh, I got debt, I got all this kind of stuff, but it like I said, it's such a small gesture that all you need to do, and it will keep your staff so happy, and they'll be loyal to you forever, hopefully.
Yeah. Yeah. No.
Yeah, it's when you start to forget those small things and you think that you have to buy them something expensive at Christmas time or something like that.
Yeah.
You don't need to do any of that. Just the small gestures of saying thank you, buy them a coffee once in a while,
Yeah.
and you should be able to retain your staff just perfectly. So is there like when I started my career 13, 14 years ago, yeah, like I mean, we used to have a hygiene resume on our desk every single day.
Wow.
That doesn't happen anymore.
That's
Obviously,
insane.
it's completely different. It's completely
Yeah.
different now. Is there a shortage? Yes. Is there a shortage if you treat your people right? It's not so bad.
Yeah.
So,
Cool.
yeah.
Yeah, no, that's good. And honestly, my mom always says, she said this since we were young. She's like, when you guys grow up, I don't care a lick about the gifts you get me. You could drop $1 million in front of my face. If I haven't seen you that day, don't even bother. It might as well be in the garbage. She's like, I want to see you. I want to feel you. I want there to be some meaning. And so for us, it's always those like homemade things. Like it goes 10 times longer.
Your mom taught you right. It's basically it's not about money. It's about attention.
Yeah.
And your staff are the same way. They don't care about your money.
Yeah.
They just care about your attention.
Yeah.
they want that thank you from you, and they just want that quick second. That's just to show
Yeah.
them that you care. So if you do that, you shouldn't have a staff shortage. You should be
Yeah.
just fine.
I wonder if there's if there's gonna be any stop being like, dang it, no Tiffany bracelets. This
Yeah,
grace,
maybe.
right? No, no, no.
And we don't get them any, so that's too bad. But I'll buy them. I'll buy them the Tim Hortons coffee all day.
Yeah, 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 yeah. Now I wanna jump a little bit back, not too far back, but back before Dr. Rondenilli was Dr. Rondenilli, and when he was just Michael in dental school. And I was wondering, take me back to your dental school days. Where did you do dental school? How was your dental school experience, and how was it moving from the dental school to this area and then practicing in the southwestern Ontario area?
Yeah, yeah, absolutely. I was born and raised in Sarnia, Ontario,
Okay, cool.
and knew I had a few dentists in the family, but I had 8 congenitally missing teeth. And so I was
Wow.
always, yeah, I had a ton. I was missing some centrals and my premolars.
Yeah,
And so anyways, always in the dental office growing up as a kid. I have implants, bridges, crowns, veneers, whatever, never had a cavity,
yeah.
but I have everything else in my mouth.
That's crazy.
So yeah, basically, grew up in that sense. That kind of piqued my interest in dentistry. I went to Western, did
Hmm.
molecular biology and cell biology as my undergrad. And then basically I applied to Western and Detroit and U of
Hmm.
T. It was part of that double cohort year. So I just got into Detroit. I didn't get into Canadian schools, went to
Hmm.
Detroit, and then, yeah, did my 4 years there. It was a wonderful experience. That school is amazing. Great
Yeah.
hands-on education, pulled out a ton of teeth, uh, did just about everything there. It's a wonderful, wonderful education center. I can't say enough good things. Graduated, went back to Sarnia in my
Hmm.
hometown, started working there. I graduated with $400,000 of debt. So I was working on the weekends for a company called Dub Dental Centers, Dr. Rick Merritt. So they had about 7, 8 locations, I think, at the time. So started working with them. That kind of piqued my interest as well in the multi-site
Yeah.
DSO setup. So worked with them for a while, and then yeah, just kind of started buying my first few locations, and then it
Yeah.
just kind of snowballed from there.
Amazing. And now I want to quickly before we move on from the school stuff. I know there's this thing and it's with dental students, it's with pre-dentals, it's even with new grads. It's this idea of how important it is where you go to school. And I remember being an undergrad and being like, I need to get into Canadian school. And then you get into dental school and you're like, oh, well, I could go to U of T. That's the number one dental school. Or I could go to Western, very hands on. And then you get into Western and you're thinking you're in the school to be. And then you're hearing your friends in the States doing so many more hands on things. Their experience seems to be 10 times better. And overall, you're just trying to you're trying to stop comparing yourself because that's the thief of joy. And you're just trying to focus on making the best of your education journey. So, how did you do that? How did you stop from avoiding yourself to comparing to other schools?
I'd say that question that you're referencing, and
Yeah.
just associateships as well. When you start, it's the same premise. It doesn't matter where you went to school, and it doesn't matter where you start associating. It's not the office, it's not the school, it's not anything. It's you. So you have to develop and you have to invest in yourself, right?
Yeah.
So no matter what school you're at, if you're just going home early every day,
Yeah.
not doing anything, you're going to be a crappy dentist when you come out, right?
Yeah.
Like you have to stay there. You have to, try to find other things to do. Even your patient cancels, you go to radiology and take full mouth series and just learn how to be
Yeah.
really good at taking x-rays.
Yeah.
Opportunities will present themselves. And same thing in your associateship when you start. So many dentists they just think that they can go office to office to office and they're going to make more money, or they're going to
Hmm.
do better, or they're going to do bigger procedures. It's not the office, it's you. So
Hmm.
if you're a crummy dentist, you're going to be a crummy dentist no matter where you are.
Yeah.
I could put you in the top office, you're still going to be a crummy dentist, right? So
Yeah.
you're better off to spend your energy and effort not trying to flip around, to different associate positions, and you should spend your energy and effort investing in yourself and learning how to do bigger procedures, or learning how to do
Yeah.
more procedures, or learning how to do them faster or better, or communicating with patients better, or read self-help books. Do whatever you got to do to make yourself better. And then that's when your career will really take off. If you
Yeah.
keep trying to change your environment that you're in, and not look at the person in the mirror and realize it's you and not the
Yeah.
environment, then your career is going to be stale.
Yeah.
Once you take responsibility for your own actions and for your career and how it shapes out is when you'll really start to do well in this profession, because
Yeah.
you could put me into any single, not just me, but some of our top associates into any environment and they will excel and they will do amazing. And
Yeah.
then you can take some of our crummier associates and put them in the best opportunities and they
Yeah.
will still flop in those opportunities. So
Yeah.
it's doesn't, just to circle back, it doesn't matter where you went to school, it doesn't matter who you started working with. It is all 100% on yourself.
Yeah. I honestly love that. It's kind of like it's one of those hold the mirror to your face and just look in the mirror and be like, listen, there's no issue here. Nobody's gonna do the work for me. There's no hidden golden goose egg. You just need to do the work, and there's no secret. That's it. That's all that there is to it, and it makes sense. And usually the
Yeah.
cliche common sense answers are the ones that are the truth. It's the one that nobody wants to do or look at.
Nobody wants to hear it, but it's the
Yeah.
truth, right? Like, look
Yeah.
at you. Like, you're grinding away.
Yeah.
You don't have to do podcasts.
Yeah.
You're taking this opportunity as a way to educate yourself and learn something
Yeah.
new, right?
Absolutely.
And so
Absolutely.
it's people who just go above and beyond that are gonna excel in life and do
Yeah.
well in
Yeah.
this profession. So, like I said,
Yeah.
we gotta, the second you stop blaming others for
Yeah.
your, lack of success or lack of happiness or whatever it may be,
Yeah.
the quicker you'll succeed in life.
Yeah, absolutely. Now, that's an amazing gem that you've kind of just dropped. I'm sure on every single one of the students who are listening to this podcast. But I also want to ask if you could go back to the beginning of your career, let's say, would you do anything differently? Like even focusing going back to the beginning of dental school, would you do anything differently? Like how would you make better use of your time? Like what do you think you could have done differently? Is there anything you would have changed? That's it.
Yeah, I mean, looking back, I think there's always small things that I would say, like I could say, like, oh yeah, I would have done this better, I would have done that better, I would have done this. But I mean, at the end of the day, like those mistakes are what shapes you and what you learn
Yeah.
from, right? And I'll be honest with you, I was probably bottom four in my class. Like I think
Hmm.
out of 80 students, I was like 76th ranking. Like
Okay. Yeah.
I was not a smart person.
Yeah. Yeah.
But what I did was I was able to work hard, right?
Yeah. Of
So,
course.
I mean, looking back, obviously, I wish things were a little easier for me and I was
Yeah.
able to excel. But I mean, the hard work ethic and not excelling was what, led me to my position today, right? So,
Yeah.
yeah, there's mistakes that you make, there's opportunities that you wish you had taken. But again, it all just kind of shapes who you are. And
Yeah.
I don't never look back and really regret anything or wish I had done something different. I mean, just to give like your dental student listening crowd
Yeah.
maybe some tidbits of advice for what I would say. But again, it was 13 years ago, so it's been a while. But
Yeah. Yeah.
I mean, it's literally just try to throw yourself out there as much as you possibly can, right? So it might be something so stupid like your patient might cancel, you might just want to go home and take a nap, and and someone says, "Well, go take a FOMO series in radiology." Just
Yeah.
take it, just do it,
Yeah. Yeah.
because even though like you don't need to know how to take radiographs, it's going to be your assistant that's going to do it in the future. You're gonna maybe meet a patient who wants to see you, and then they need a bunch of crowns, and then you'll get your requirements faster or something like that. Or there's just your success in life, things just lead to other opportunities for you. What you may think is stupid at the time and not worth your time to do, it'll create an opportunity for you
Yeah.
and it'll turn into something else that'll be amazing and get you what you need.
Yeah.
Yeah, I guess the moral of the story is just try to hustle as much as you can,
Yeah.
because that's when the opportunities will come and then you'll be successful.
Yeah, no, it makes sense. Honestly, it's reminding me right now of we had our friendship stab day the other last month, and it was intense, right? Like I'm not gonna lie, I was super nervous, but I have a friend of mine. He's from Windsor. He's who I think I'm gonna be partnered with. His name's Rayan Salma. Shout out Rayan. Is just, but we're both in that same mindset. We're like, okay, there's obviously the stabs that you need to learn how to do, and the ones that we're gonna go through. But we went in, we are like, you know what? We're gonna try every single thing in the book and every single thing outside of the book. we ended up doing like an extra oral infraorbital injection, and we just
Wow.
realized it was pain and it was intense. But like, that's honestly, if I can describe my mindset going through dentist, was just that: try every single metaphorical extra oral infraorbital injection you can, and maybe not to that extent, because I don't know how often you use that, but like, try to make the best use of your
Yeah, I'll
time.
tell you, you won't ever get a patient that you'll have to develop a lot of rapport to get a patient to allow you to do extra oral, but
Yeah, yeah,
it's no, but you have the right mentality. Just try it.
yeah,
I mean, this is the opportunity to do it. Is
yeah,
try everything right now when you can.
yeah,
And then, yeah, like, cause who knows, man? Like, you never know if your career will lead you to oral surgery
yeah,
and,
yeah,
you're an oral surgeon one day and, you'll probably do extra orals way more than, what I do as a general
yeah,
dentist. Right.
yeah.
So like, you never know where life's going to take you. You never know where things are going to end up. So
Hmm.
you might as well just try it all. Right.
Yeah,
And
absolutely.
hustle. Like, don't go home
Yeah,
instead of doing your blocks that you need to do and then piecing out because you want to go take a nap, stick
yeah,
around and do extra orals, right? It's just again, it's just all about just really trying to take every second, soak it all in, and yeah, just I think I figured out once how much it was costing me per minute to be at dental school,
my God.
and I never left ever again. I think I took 400,000 divided by however many minutes I was there, and I
Yeah,
never ever left home to go home early because I was like, if I go home early, it's a wasted like $4,000 that day or
yeah,
something like that.
yeah, yeah,
So
yeah,
yeah, I don't. I'm not recommending that everyone does that, but you should do that so
yeah,
if you just bail out on an afternoon because your patient no shows,
yeah.
how much it is actually costing you.
That's a pretty good motivating factor right there. I don't know if there's anything else
I
that's
wish they would
gonna.
make you swipe your credit card as you walked
Yeah,
into
yeah,
the class that day, and then you'd probably
yeah,
never
yeah.
skip a class, right?
Yeah, no
So,
chance. No chance.
yeah.
No, amazing. Now, you touched on something I kind of wanted to ask about, and oh, looks like Siri's hearing me talk. Sorry, Siri, this isn't for you. It's a question for you, Dr. Rondenilli, and it's about specialty. So you'd said maybe oral surgery is for you, and there's obviously numerous specialties in dentistry. I was wondering, for you, when did you realize that door to specialty was not for you, and you went to go through the super GP route? Or how would, if you would even describe that as what you're doing now, when did you know specialty wasn't for you?
Yeah, especially it was never for me, like, just from day one. Like I said, I grew up in a family where my parents were pizza makers.
Yeah,
We didn't really have like a long line of professionals in my family, so the
yeah,
fact that I went to school for 8 years was too long already.
yeah,
It was it was get the hell out there and go to work. I think I told my dad once I wanted to be an oral surgeon, and he said, "Are you kidding me? You want to do 6 more years?" He said, "Go get
yeah.
a job."
Okay.
So it was never really up on my radar. Plus
Yeah,
I was bottom of my class, like I said.
yeah,
I
yeah,
was
yeah,
I
yeah,
was 4 from the bottom by my first year of dental school, so I didn't
yeah,
wasn't exactly going to be the class oral surgeon.
yeah,
So it made my life easy in that sense too.
yeah, yeah,
But yeah, like and looking back, even if I was number one in my class, like I believe the super GP model is the best model.
yeah,
Things are going by way of consolidation. So
yeah,
not just in the dental
yeah,
industry. If you ever go stay at a hotel, it's a Holiday Inn, which is owned by another company, which is owned by another company.
yep,
The whole world is consolidated now.
yeah,
You can't even use your soap, your Dove soap, because it's owned
yeah,
by Unilever, which is owned by
yeah,
this private equity.
yeah, yeah, yeah.
So the world is consolidating, and same thing with the dental industry. So
Hmm.
as things go on, it's the bigger mega practices are going to be more and more common.
Yeah,
So the practices that do it right, that offer good customer service, offer good hours, offer a fair price,
yeah,
those are going to be the offices that prevail and get bigger and bigger over time.
yeah,
And the people who don't know how to do it, that perhaps that older dentist who's just been doing it the same way for 35 years now and is open, 9 to 1 every day and
yeah,
Monday to Wednesday. Those are going to be the offices that become few and more far between.
yeah,
And so as these offices get bigger and bigger and bigger and groups form, like everything follows the US, right? So
Yeah.
currently in the US, 17% of dental offices in the US are DSOs, which is 3 or more locations.
Yeah. Yeah.
In Canada, I think we're still hovering around 7%.
Wow. That's even
Something
lower
like
than I
that.
thought.
Someone
Yeah.
someone can fact check me, or we might even be
Yeah.
lower, 5% or something like that.
Yeah. 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 No. Yeah.
So we're around that. We're around, 5, 6, 7%. And so for us to we have a lot to go, and we will go there. We follow the US in almost everything.
Yeah.
So as they consolidate, we're going to consolidate as well. And so yeah, these groups are going to be more common. These mega practices are going to be more common, and it's going to be a GP driven model. So
Yeah.
I definitely believe in specialists. I definitely believe that, pediatric dentists, I can never replace them, because I
Yeah.
can't do what they do.
Yeah.
Oral surgeons, same thing. We do need specialty work, but I think it's going to be more and more common to see GP driven models where
Yeah.
a GP owns the practice, or a GP owns the mega center, and or a GP owns a few locations, and they have surgeons that are a part of the group, and
Yeah.
pediatric dentists that are a part of the group.
Yeah.
Again, it's like to each their own. I know people don't like to hear that, especially
Yeah.
specialties,
Yeah. Yeah.
but
Yeah.
at the end of the day, we are out there to service the patient, right?
Yeah.
It's whatever, we took the oath, we took everything
Yeah.
because we want to make our patients' lives easier.
Absolutely.
What better way to make my patient's life easier than
Yeah.
to give them an environment that they are already familiar with?
Exactly.
So to get care in the exact same chair that they always get care in, and have the
Yeah.
specialists come to them. So the model makes sense, and I hope to see more of it. Doesn't mean, and even though the GP may own the practice, I mean, the specialists come in and charge, almost the entire amount
Yeah.
anyways that the patient's
Yeah.
paying. So it's not
Yeah.
that anyone's going to make less money or more money or whatever. It's not about
Yeah.
money. It's just about what is best for the patient.
Yeah.
And these more mega centers and group practices, in my opinion, is what's best for the patient. It
Yeah.
allows to have comprehensive care across, a group of doctors that help one another, that we can offer longer hours for the patients. We can offer Saturdays, Sunday
Exactly.
appointments till 7, 8 o'clock at night, specialists coming in to environments where the patient's already common. So
Hmm.
this is all things that we are hopefully trending towards
Yeah.
to accommodate the patient and make the patient experience better, which is what we're out to do.
Yeah. Yeah. No, absolutely. It also like I actually like I got my wisdom teeth out earlier. And the only reason and I actually got it out like 5 days ago, so the only reason I was super comfortable going to the place I went to is because I knew the guy, right? It's Dr. Abbas today. I kinda grew up playing soccer with his son, and he's the nicest guy in the world, and he's a great professor at school as well. But so I can understand how for somebody else, if it's the first time they're doing any sort of surgery, first time they're getting any anesthetic, then they have to leave the dentist that they already have a little bit of dental anxiety. They have to leave that area, completely separate office. Like I can just imagine how many hoops you have to jump through to make that patient comfortable, right? To give you that actually
Absolutely.
informed consent. So it makes sense to me, and I'm on that page too.
So
It's
you
one of
brought
those
up
things.
you
Yeah,
brought up Kayvon, great
yeah,
example, right? So even though
yeah,
he doesn't go into GP offices,
yeah,
he practices an interface, and there's a
yeah,
group of like 10 surgeons there, right?
yeah,
So they all
exactly.
cover each other's calls. They all cover, if you have an emergency,
Yeah,
Kayvon doesn't have to answer his phone 24 hours a day.
yeah,
You call their hotline or whatever, and there's
yeah.
always an oral surgeon to talk to. And they're
I couldn't
all
believe it.
each one of those guys at Interface are stand-up gentlemen,
Yeah,
incredible people. So you can have any one of them. I've sent my personal family member to them,
yeah,
and yeah, she had some complications, and they were available for her
yeah,
7 days a week, 24 hours a day, around the clock. So even though they're surgeons, just surgeons,
yeah.
they're
It's a
living that
different.
model, right? It's the
Exactly,
group
100%.
model. It's the helping one another. It's dentist helping dentists. And that's the model that is the best model going
Yeah,
forward.
couldn't
Kayvon's
agree.
coming to our Lambton County Dental Society meeting in like 2 weeks. I lined him up to give an oral surgery lecture on, oral surgery complications.
No
So
way.
yeah, so if you have
Well,
time, I'll send you the detail. I'll text you the details
yeah,
after, and
absolutely.
hopefully you could come talk to him.
Eh,
It's in Sarnia,
yeah.
so yeah,
No, I would
you
love
can
to.
be our guest.
Yeah, I would love to tell him honestly how much. Because by the way, I don't think people understand how crazy it is to do a podcast 5 days after your wisdom teeth extraction, and that goes to show
You're
how much of
talking
a
pretty
great
good.
job he did, right? Well, my mom says not even wisdom teeth could have stopped you from yapping, because she says all I ever do is yap. So she was pretty skeptical that the wisdom teeth extractions was gonna get me to stop talking. So
That's
yeah,
awesome. That's awesome.
nothing's gonna slow me down. But okay, so and one more thing before we switch off this schools topic. I want to make this a little bit more personal for a second. I want to take advantage of the fact that you're here, you're graciously spending your time. So I want to give you a little bit more information about me. So I'm obviously a second year dental student. I came from it was like a little bit of nothing. It was like 5 of us raised by my mom, who brought us here after like a war in Iraq. And so there's no dentistry in my family up until we started. So today all 5 of us are becoming healthcare providers. So it's 4 of us in dentists in our dentist or in dental school. And we're already super grateful. Like, no matter what, everything else is the cherry on top at this point. But at the same time, we don't want to be consumed by the system, right? Like, we want to make sure we're building something real. Like, we're making an impact. We're showing others it's possible, even without like a blueprint or whatever it may be. So I just want to ask, if you were in my shoes, like a second year dental student today, a sibling who just graduated and is working as a dentist, what would you focus on right now? And what skills would you be developing outside of dentistry? For example, for my sister.
Yeah. First off, your mom must be proud. That's awesome.
Yeah.
Good for you.
Well, it's
Like
all her
to
work. It's all her work, to be
Yeah,
honest.
yeah, to raise 5 amazing children and everyone's a professional and yeah,
Yeah.
good for her, man. That's she's quite the woman. I want to meet
She's
your
the
mom one day.
best. Yeah. You should meet her. She's 10 times more impressive than me.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. No, she is impressive. She's more impressive than me and all of us. So
Yeah.
yeah, so basically you're just asking what you could be doing as a second year moving forward
Yeah.
into like kind of like your associateship type thing, right?
Yeah. Yeah. And
Yeah,
if
so
you like for example, and I know there's like this similar thing, just to follow up on it. Like, I know it's like a similar group of students where it's like a group of, like, for us, it's obviously 4 of us. And then there's some close family friends that we're all in dentistry and we're super like-minded, have similar core values. And I know all over different dental schools, there's like a core friend group that wants to make it big together and they want to practice together. What would you recommend for those groups of people? And it's so hard to stay patient, but like, I'm right now sitting itching to start practicing, but I know there's so much more to learn, much more to do.
yeah.
What recommendation would you have for all of us at our different stages?
Number one is keep those friendships alive, right?
Hmm.
So as we get older, your friend circle becomes smaller and smaller.
Yeah.
But some of those friendships that I have from my dental school, I have different stages of friends in my life. You know, I
Yeah.
still talk to the guys. I literally have pictures of some of my buddies from when I was a year old. And,
Oh, what?
I'm 41 now. I have 40-year friendships with these guys. So,
Yeah.
I have those groups of friends. I have my Western buddies from undergrad, and then I have my
Yeah.
Detroit buddies. And my Detroit buddies are some of my best friends because they're most like me, right? So my
Yeah.
high
Yeah.
school friends are, they just had different career paths, all that kind of stuff. They maybe didn't go to school, whatever it may is. But so those dental friendships that you're making right now, those
Yeah.
are some of the best friendships you'll ever have in your life. So try to keep those
Yeah.
alive as much as you can.
Yeah.
And I'm always a big proponent of steel sharpens steel. So
Hmm.
I'm an open book. I'll help anybody at any time. I'll give you the absolute playbook to going from 0 to 30 locations,
Yeah.
because my dad always told me like there's someone out there that's always bigger, better, faster, stronger than you are.
Yeah.
So don't be the guy that talks all the time, be the guy that listens a lot as well. And because you can always learn something from somebody. So yeah,
Yeah.
your group of friends, absolutely like nurture those friendships, keep those friendships alive because as you guys grow and as you guys start your careers, it's always best to float stuff off one another and learn from one another. So yeah, just keeping those friendships there, learning from one another, always helping one another. Don't ever be closed off, be an open
Yeah.
book and just keep learning. Just always keep learning, whether it's from podcasts, whether it's from CE courses, whether it's from other dentists, taking these next 2, 3 years. I mean, I don't need to tell you this because you're already doing it, but
Yeah.
yeah, spend some time shadowing dentists, spend some time in
Yeah.
offices because this is when you're allowed to do it, right? Like once you become a dentist, you're like, hey, can I come shadow you? Everyone's gonna be like, what are you doing? No, like get out of my office, right? You're kind of like the competition, right? So whereas when you're a dental student, you can get away with it. So
Yeah.
yeah, absolutely. Spend as much time just submerging yourself in absolutely everything that you can.
Yeah.
And then, yes, and then to give you some advice for when you start your associateship, like your sister is there, like
Yeah.
the number one thing we could talk a whole lecture
Yeah.
on associateships and, what to look for and what not to look for and all that kind of stuff. Honestly, I'd be happy to do another talk on that
Yeah.
one day.
Yeah.
But the big thing for associateships and when you start dentistry is have thick skin.
Yeah.
So, patients are savages sometimes, right? So like they'll just not like you because of
Yeah.
the way you looked at them or just because you're parted your hair one way one day, like
Yeah.
they
Of
just
course.
they just will not like you for certain reasons, and they'll absolutely eat you up and spit you out if you let them,
Yeah.
and you don't have that confidence and that swagger. It will take you about a year to develop
Yeah.
that swagger and that confidence that
Yeah.
they, no matter what they say, like it's not going to affect you, and you just kind of develop your mojo,
Yeah.
and you get into that groove, and you're confident, and that's when things will get a lot better for you
Yeah.
because you've developed that confidence. And patients are like dogs, like they smell fear. So
Of course.
once you have that confidence, you'll be fine, but it takes time. So it's a hard 6 to 12 months when you first get out. You'll second guess yourself probably at least 10 times and be like, what did I
Yeah.
just do? And I have $500,000 of debt or whatever I have.
Yeah.
So what I think I made the wrong decision, but I can honestly say, I think I'm 13 or 14 years out now,
Yeah.
that dentistry is the best profession in the world. You did not make a wrong choice. It
Yeah.
is by far the best profession out
Yeah.
there. And as tough it is, as many dentists there are, you always hear it's saturated with dentists, and that's true, but it's
Yeah.
not saturated with good dentists.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
there's lots of dentists out there, but if you're a good dentist, and by good dentist, I just mean you're caring and compassionate, because you don't even have to have the best hand skills. Patients don't
Yeah.
know. You have a
Yeah.
good personality, you're caring and compassionate, you will be absolutely so wildly successful. You'll make more money than you ever imagined,
Yeah.
all just because you're a good person. And
Yeah.
that would just be my advice to kind of at your stage, to an associate, to even a
Yeah.
dentist who's 15 years out. Just never lose that caring and compassion, and you'll be fine in life.
Yeah. And I wanna when you said that you're literally an open book and you're happy to go and share and conversate with anybody, I just want to say to the viewers, I literally cold texted Dr. Rondenilli and he was happy to hop on this podcast. So I wanted to make sure I give you your flowers because seriously, I so appreciate that. And I think people
Took
hear it
me
a
a couple
lot.
of weeks, but I
Yeah,
did, right?
that's okay. It's busy schedules, like amongst both of us too, but
Yeah, yeah.
so open to help and so willing to hop on and talk. And a lot of people say they're willing, but not a lot of people follow through. So seriously, I appreciate this. And I have another question I've been itching to ask. The pizza stores. Are there still any pizza stores right now? Like, can we go get pizza like anywhere? Where are these pizza stores?
You can, yeah.
Okay.
Unfortunately, like most authentic Italian restaurants, they've been bought up by
Yeah.
non-Italian,
Yeah.
so it's not the same.
Okay. Okay.
It's not that authentic mom and
Yeah.
pa Italian
Yeah.
restaurant,
Yeah.
but
Yeah.
so yeah, they're called Pizza Plus, but it's yeah, they're
It's
still there, but
yeah.
they're just not the same.
But mom and
It's
dad are not there, not there
No,
running
mom
it.
and dad sold the restaurant
Okay.
when I became a dentist,
Yeah.
and so yeah, I wish it would have stayed a nice,
Yeah.
authentic, old Italian woman in the back
Yeah.
making the pizzas, but it's changed hands, I think, four or
Yeah.
five different times, and
Yeah.
it's not the same. But yeah, I can still make a pretty mean pizza though. So
Okay. Well,
yeah,
I'm gonna have to go try it and check it out. And if it's not to my
yeah,
liking, I'm gonna have to follow up and say, listen, I think I need the real deal
yeah.
because I don't
I
know,
hope they can pull it together, because I've been back a few times, and it's been mediocre at
different,
best.
eh? Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
Unfortunately, it's not the same, but
Yeah.
yeah, well,
Yeah.
uh,
No, amazing.
a lot
Okay.
of I
Now,
guess things have changed.
yeah. 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 No, 100%. 100%. Now, speaking things that has changed, I noticed I picked up on something you said. And it was something about the saturation. Now, and I love the fact that you said yes, because by the way, there's a lot of fear mongering going on at the schools about how London's saturated, Sarnia is getting saturated. We all know Toronto 100 million percent is saturated, but is that actually true, or it like because I love the mindset that sure, there might be a lot, but really, if you just stick to, and well, the one professor, I think it was Dr. Steele, said this the one day. Listen, if you just stick to being the best dentist you can be, it shouldn't matter where you are. But like, if you were graduating today, like, would you still start off in Sarnia, and why or why not?
Yeah, like so there's too many dentists everywhere. So whether it's Sarnia, London, Toronto, Ottawa, anywhere, there's too many
Yeah,
dentists. Unless you're like, you know,
yeah,
absolute nowhere in the freezing cold,
yeah,
maybe there's not that many dentists up there, but
yeah,
yeah, anyway, there's too many dentists everywhere. So, practice where you want to practice. But like I said, there's not too many good dentists everywhere.
yeah,
So, if you're a solid dentist, you treat people really well, you take time with them, you will be successful and you will be full. So, especially if you're expanded your skill sets a little bit. If all you learn is MOD fillings,
yeah,
yeah, you might struggle, right? Because there's only so many fillings to be done. But if you know how to do crown and bridge and you know how to take out teeth and you train yourself to do implants soon and do Invisalign and can do endos, I mean, your schedule will be full at all points. If you're a
yeah,
good dentist and you know how to do extended procedures, you will be full. So yeah, if you are from, I always pick on Brampton and Mississauga because that's like
yeah.
I feel like the mecca of where dentists are.
Okay.
They say something like, yeah, like half the dentists in the GTA are from Brampton and Mississauga. So like if you are from Brampton and Mississauga,
Yeah,
and all you know how to do is MO fillings, like you don't know how to take out teeth, you don't know how to do endos, you don't know how to
yeah,
do implants, you don't know how to do all the other stuff, you probably will struggle. Like you
yeah,
probably will struggle and you'll probably call every little tiny E1 a cavity that needs to be filled, which is just not
yeah, yeah,
true.
yeah, yeah,
Right. So you'll be searching for cavities basically. But if you're willing to step out a little bit, practice outside of some of these areas and you extend your scope, you know how to do everything.
mm-hmm.
And I'm not saying everything. You can still refer,
Of course, yeah,
complicated stuff. You can still refer, patients you don't want to see, all that kind of stuff. I'm just saying you should be well versed on all of these topics, right? You
yeah,
shouldn't be not doing any procedures as a general dentist. You should know how to
yeah,
do everything. And if you do that and you're caring and compassionate, you will be absolutely so full. You'll make 20,000, 30,000, $40,000 a month take home
yeah, yeah,
easily, no problems. You just need to. And what do you need more money than that? That's a crap ton of
yeah,
money.
no, yeah,
You're like,
exactly,
yeah, I came from nothing. You came from nothing.
yeah, exactly.
Twenty, thirty
That
thousand
sounds
dollars a
insane.
month is insane.
I'm good. Yeah, yeah,
So
yeah,
you can make that easily and you can live where you want to live. You don't have to live in the northern tip of Northwest Territories. Like you
yeah,
can do it, right?
yeah,
So
yeah,
yeah, so I'd say pick where you want to live, pick where you want to start a family. Most people are going to be high 20s,
yeah,
so I'd say the thing is pick where you want to live because you don't want to see people flopping around all the time, right? So
yeah,
I said to you earlier is that you have to see a patient 4, 5, 6, 7 times before they will truly trust you. So if you are going to northern tip of Northwest Territories, sure, you can bill good money, but you don't want to live there. You don't want to be there for the rest of your life.
yeah,
So you made some money your first year, but it's a loss of a year because
yeah,
you're going to move and then those patients now you're starting from scratch again, right?
yeah,
So
yeah,
try to go somewhere where you could see yourself maybe living for longer than a year and
yeah,
start your career there and then see those patients 4, 5, 6, 7 times, which means you'll have to stay there for 2 or 3 years, whether you like it or not,
yeah,
and then go from there, right?
yeah,
And then your career should flourish. But yeah, like I wouldn't worry about saying it's saturated.
yeah,
Like I said, there's not a single place, America's saturated, Canada's saturated, it's saturated. It's But my wife's a physician and I'll tell you what, right now, like we make way more than she does for way less work.
yeah,
So
yeah,
even if you're not working that hard or you're not fully booked, I
yeah,
mean, the doctor's in Ontario, she gets paid, she sees a patient, for a quick exam or whatever, she gets paid like $25 Our
Wow.
spec code is like 150 or 160.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah.
like you've entered the best career in the world. So
Yeah.
just go enjoy it, do the best you can, learn your
Yeah.
skills, learn how to be a good dentist,
Yeah.
and everything will fall into place.
Awesome.
Don't
Awesome.
worry about
And
what
that,
others are doing. I guess that's what I gotta say. Don't worry about your environment. Just focus on you. I think that's the
yeah.
recurring principle.
Yeah, yeah, absolutely. And now I have two like kind of other questions and then a quick fire round where I just have like I think it's how many questions is it? It's six questions, six quick questions where I want like your one sentence answer. But just
Okay,
before
I'll try
that,
to make my answers quick because I think we're already
no,
getting up
no.
on an hour.
No, yeah, I just want to make sure like that you're not coming back to an angry wife and kids being like, where the heck did you go? Where we lost you? We
Yeah,
called the patrol.
yeah,
So
it's
now
relaxing being away from them.
yeah, right. So speaking of that, actually, that's where my second last point is wanting to go to, and that's family, right? The stress, the sacrifice, what nobody talks about. I want to know, like, from your perspective, what's the level of stress you've had to deal with, and has it been worth it? Like, what's the hardest part so far of your scale of ownership? Is it the dentistry itself? Is it the managing the people, or is it the protecting family time? And how have you managed to protect your family time, maintain that like super strong family with both, by the way, a super impressive household of a mom that's a doctor and a dad that's a dentist? How are you able to still focus in and spend that crucial essential time on family?
Yeah, no, like for sure. Like the dentistry is the easy part, right? So
Yeah,
it's managing, and even managing 30 locations is the easy part.
yeah,
It's managing being a great father, a great husband, and all that kind of stuff. So like there's five main bubbles in your life, right?
yeah,
So there's family, friends, health, work, and sleep. Basically, those are
yeah,
my five
yeah,
bubbles. I
yeah,
always say. So, you can't, in my opinion, you can't have all five.
yeah,
So whether you have like two of them have to sacrifice. So
yeah,
if work is really important to you and then your family is really important to you, you're going to sacrifice probably a lot with your friends and your health. You're not going to hit the gym every day
yeah,
and your sleep. Like you're not going to log in 8, 9 hours of sleep every night. Right.
yeah, yeah,
So,
yeah,
so to me, like, I'm very heavy on my work and I'm very heavy on my family.
yeah,
So unfortunately, some of my friendships have probably sacrificed over the years. My health, I don't go to the gym as much as I want to,
yeah,
and sleep for sure. So like it just depends. I think you really have to see what your negotiables are and your non-negotiables.
yeah,
And if being a great family person is one of them, I mean keeping that at the forefront at all points, right? So
hmm,
it's tough. It's tough in my opinion to hit all five of your bubbles.
yeah. No, makes sense. And the last section here before we go into the quick fire round, I want to ask: is there a finish line? Is there an end goal? Is there an ideal number of practices to own? Is there an exit plan, sales succession, or a slow step back? And after that, I want to ask: how do you want to be remembered in the industry?
Yeah. So no, great question. So I get that all the time. It's like, are you just trying to sell the dental corp? Like, absolutely not. Right.
Yeah,
I would love for Huron Dental Group to be around so that I could show my kids one day. Right. So
yeah, yeah,
they're 6 and 3. So I would love for, I can Huron Dental Group to at least persist till they're in their 20s and 30s and, they could consider taking it on one day if they wanted.
yeah,
So no, there's no end goal. I mean, I'm having fun what I'm doing. I'm loving what I'm doing. So every day is a blessing. Every day is just amazing. I'm having more fun with dentistry now than I ever have in my whole life.
yeah,
So as a dentist, when you're a single dentist, you're the HR division. You're the CEO. You're the main provider. You know, your assistant. You have a 20-year-old assistant. She goes out and gets drunk the night before and calls in sick
yeah,
and you have no assistant for the day, right? So we're at a point where we have HR people. We have multiple layers of people that if someone calls in sick, we have somebody that is going to replace them. I hired a CEO this past year
wow,
to run the business side. So yeah, like I've reached a point where I have somebody for everybody and I don't have to deal with almost like any of the crap that I don't want to deal with, right? I
yeah,
can pick and choose what I want to deal with and what the team's going to deal with. So yeah, I'm in a better position than I've ever been. So I'm enjoying it. Enjoying life. I'm enjoying the team. I'm enjoying everything as it grows. So yeah, we're
yeah,
we're hoping to get aggressive this next year or two. Like we want to add another 5, 6, 7 locations for sure.
yeah,
and then yeah, see where it takes us. So I have some great partners, some great friends in the profession that I work with every single day. You know, Dr. Poole, Dr. Gerwal, Dr. Wood, Dr. Peter, Dr. Jess Milne. So these are all people that I'm partnered with, and it's so fun to practice with friends and
Yeah.
yeah, like see how far we can take this thing, right? So
Yeah, absolutely, absolutely. And now we'll end off with this quick fire round as we watch the sunset and enjoy it with you in the
oh
back
yeah,
there. Hopefully, we get you home here before dark.
that's okay.
Building on the DSO, I want to ask. So these are the quick fire ones. So I want to hear like your quickest response to these. First thing that comes to mind, one sentence. Obviously, like if you want to elaborate. Like people are going to want to hear as many things as you can say, but just being respectful of your time here. What is, and I'll just start by saying them because I'm going to rabble and ramble on forever if I don't. Starting off with question one, what is the biggest misconception about owning and operating a dental support organization?
Oh, that's gonna be tough to know. Yeah, just profits. Like it's not
Yeah,
about the profits. It's really about people. It depends on and not all DSOs are built the same.
yeah. Now, my second question, what is one thing that in your opinion instantly breaks a patient's trust?
Dishonesty, I would just have to say, right?
Yeah. And the third question, and I know these are hard to answer. These are like the quick sound bites that they're going to want to hear. But the third question, what is the best compliment a patient has ever given to you?
Oof. Yeah, so there was a really ethical, great dentist that I bought the practice that I work at every time.
Yeah.
And I love it when they say, and he's a salt of the earth guy, Dr. John McFadden. I love when they say, you remind me just like John.
And that's, by the way, probably the best compliment he's now had. That's amazing.
Yeah.
Now, the last thing I'll ask is what's one last piece of advice? Stare into that camera and address the younger version of yourself, Dr. Rondenilli, before he got to doctor status, before the endless 5-star reviews, when he was just a kid in dental school trying to make it big.
Have thick skin because there's going to be a lot of ups and downs. There's going to be a lot of people that try to knock you off your path. So you have to be focused if you want whatever you want to accomplish in your head, and you got to be focused to get from point A to point B. And there's going to be a ton of people throwing darts at you, trying to hit you down, trying to poke at you. But just stay focused and stay with your eyes on the prize, and you'll be fine.
Incredible. All right, that's a wrap for today's episode of Moony Talks. Huge thank you to Dr. Rondenilli for coming on and dropping real insight on skill, mindset, and education, especially with that amazing sunset behind that he could be enjoying instead of this conversation. Make sure to follow and check out Huron Dental Group, and everything else will be linked below. If you've made it this far, thank you. If you've enjoyed the episode, hit follow, drop a rating, and send it to someone who you think would benefit from the conversation. And once again, you can always keep up with me on Instagram or TikTok at Moony.Dentistry. And if there's ever a guest or topic you want me to have next, my DMs are always open. Until next time, stay curious, stay kind, and keep the conversation going. Thank you guys.